Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So this week's video is going to be a little different. So we've done cloning a hard drive the traditional way using software. What if you don't want to use software? What if you've got a hard drive already out of the system and you want to clone it, put it back in, and you don't want to go through the hassle of doing it? So that's where this product comes in. It's a product from iCAN, and basically it will clone your hard drive without a PC. So if you got one that's sitting there and you want to put it in another system that's maybe identical or whatever the case might be, it'll take up to a 6 terabyte hard drive, 3.5 inch, or you can put it onto another SSD. So we're going to get this out of the box, have a quick look at it. Going to get the laptop, we'll take the hard drive out of it, and we're going to go ahead and clone it, and we'll see if it works. Here we go. Okay, so here's our product. It's a little bit newer product than some of the past ones. You can still go the old-fashioned way. You can use this with the software that you choose to use and clone it. So you can see it's an iCAN HD07A. Go from 3.5 to 2.5 and vice versa. It's a SATA data clone. It works with Windows or Mac and has a USB 3.0 connector. So let's get a couple more details about it. Of course, it has a dual bay, 2.5 and 3.5 multi-function dock, and you can see your different LED connectors, and it shows you charging anywhere from 25 to 100%, not charging, sorry, but the completion, and your different LED connectors. So let's get it out of the box and see what it really looks like. Okay, it's kind of small actually. Okay, you've got your product, you got your cables for your adapter, and your USB. Okay, very simple. All right, let's focus in on this. You can see this folds down. You can see your SATA connector in the back, and the same with the front. And we'll plug in our adapter and our USB, and we'll go from there. Of course, it also comes with your user manual, and it shows you everything, explains everything, just in case you're wondering. So I wanted to show you the other part. So here's the back of it. So this is where your USB would connect to. Now, you can use that if you want to connect it to your computer and use different software. Your adapter just simply plugs in right here, nothing to it, and of course you have your on-off switch. Okay, so nothing fancy about that. And of course, once you have it setting down, of course looking the other way. So then it's just a matter of plugging in your hard drives and going from there. Now, you have two methods. You can have it function as an HDD enclosure, or the offline function, the offline clone function, which is basically powering it up, putting in your hard drives and let it do its thing, and then when it's done, pop them out and hope that it worked, which we will find out after we do it. So the only flaw I actually find with this product is the length of the power adapter cable. It's quite small, so they only give you about maybe 4 feet. I'm not even sure if it's that much, so it's pretty tiny. I would like to have seen it at least 6 feet as a minimum. So anyhow, one of the things I want to point out is this is your A and your B for the docks. Okay, so you always want to put your hard drive, the original source disk, in here, and the one you're cloning to goes in the back. There's a clone feature here. You have to hold it for 3 seconds to start it in clone, and then it says you have to push it one more time to start the clone actually working. Well, we're going to try it, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. So make sure you've got power coming to it, but it's not turned on yet. So that's when you want to make sure, put your original clone disk that you want to clone from in the front. Just making sure it goes in. And then you're going to put your other hard drive in the back, which I got to go get. So the hard drive I'm putting in is a Western Digital Black, 1 terabyte, 7200 RPM. Much faster performance hard drive. And that's what I'm going to be cloning to. So we're going to go back on here. And we're going to put that in the back. And we're going to plug it in. You'll feel it when you push down, you'll feel it go in. So you can actually feel it spinning up, as a matter of fact. So on the back, turn on your switch. Okay, once you power it on, A and B comes up. Power light is now on. And so we're going to start the cloning process. Hopefully hold this down 3 seconds. It should flash. There we go. And now it's going to, you have to hit it one more time. And hopefully it's going to clone. So welcome back, and we'll check it out. Okay, so you'll know if it's cloning when this light is flashing. So the cloning process is taking place, and now we're just going to wait. Okay, so we're going from flashing at 25% to the 50% mark. Now, this does take much longer than using the software version, okay? But what it does, and it's going to go sector by sector, cluster by cluster, and it will not miss anything. It will be an exact copy, okay? But keep in mind, it's going to take you a much longer time. It's not uncommon for this to take up to anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours. So I just want to re-emphasize, make sure that A is your source drive and B is your target drive. If you switch those around and get them the wrong way, basically you're going to empty an empty drive onto a full drive and you will wipe your information. So the drive that has your information on it has to be in A, and the blank drive that you want to copy to has to be in B. So don't mistake those, or you will wipe everything and you will have nothing left. They'll both be blank. Okay? Very simplistic machines. They'll copy from one to the other. That's it. That's all. They don't care about anything else. They're going to look at one, copy to the other. That's it. Okay, when you're using software, it is much faster. You get to pick and choose what you want where. So, you know, it's a toss-up. What do you want to do? In this case, I want to make sure it's exactly the same. I don't want to mess with any drivers or anything like that. I want to put it back in the hard drive and know that everything's exactly the way it was when it was in there before, except it's on a faster drive now. This was only about, I think it was about 35 bucks. It's one of the newer products. It'll go from 2.5 to 2.5 or 3.5 to a 2.5 and vice versa. So pretty good device. I like it. It's a pretty cool little rig, and I will probably get a fair bit of use out of it, because sometimes I just don't want to mess around with all the software and get it all going, because you kind of feel like you have to sit there. This, I can just plug it in, push the buttons, and then go away and do something else. All right, so we're nearly done. We're at the 100% mark in flashing. Once it goes a solid blue and it's not flashing anymore, we know we're done. We can power off our machine and we'll test to see if it works on the laptop or not. Okay, our clone is done. We're at solid 100%. So now we can turn off our power and put it in the laptop, and hopefully it will boot up. And here we go. Okay, our laptop's here. Let's power it on. Initial boot should be a little bit, should get faster the next time. There we go. Success. Everything is loaded. Perfect. Alright, so short little video showing you how to clone using the iCAN disk cloner. So pretty simple, pretty interesting to use. Did take a very long time, so just keep that in mind. It took around, I think it was around 2.5 hours. But then the hard drive that was in there was quite full. And now I've got another 230 gigabyte. And I'm going to be taking a lot of stuff off it. That's why I didn't go bigger than that. But mainly, I just wanted to make sure it worked. And it did. And it's going to be faster for sure. So anyhow, if you like that video, hit that like. If you don't, you know what to do. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Now that is only showing how to use it offline. Okay, not plugged into a computer in any way, shape, or form. If you want to use it with software stuff from your computer, you use the USB cord, and there's a different technique. Okay, I'm just showing you the one that I'm going to be using. It's the one I'm most interested in. I've used the software before, and sometimes you can have difficulties or it just doesn't work. Or maybe you just don't want to have software. Maybe you just want to simply do this, get it done, go away, do something else, come back, it's finished, and that's it. Something else to keep in mind is it does get quite hot. Okay, the hard drives are heating up. They're going through quite a lot. So when you go to first touch them, they're fairly hot. Just keep that in mind. So I took it out, put it in the hard drive, fired it up, and you've seen the result. It's working. So if you're new here, think about subscribing. Hit that bell for future notifications. Stay tuned for the next one.